Hey, this is eBike Bird again on one of my trails. Beautiful day. I think it's in the mid to low 80s. Light and variable winds, which I like. It's Saturday. Trail is well maintained. It's got fresh blacktop or tar here going across the tenting, which was created in the winter through the expansion. And I'm doing about 11 miles an hour here. Sun is warm. The shade is cool. And as usual, I'm on my event in Adventure .2 26-inch fat tire. That's the one I'm on because it's right now it's the only one I've got. Down the road maybe we'll expand that inventory to a couple of others. It's my Class 2 e-bike. And it has a 750 rear hub motor, which is legal on the trails of Minnesota, which this is. So we're 100% legal. And also I remind myself and my fellow riders that the pedestrians and joggers have the right of way. You'll hear me call out, ring my bell and call out. Actually, my bell ringing is louder than it appears on the video. And I'll be calling out while I'm ringing on your left. That's not to say get out of my way. They have the right of way. It's to say I'm coming up, going to pass you on the left. And I slow down usually to 8 or 9 miles an hour, which is pretty slow on a bike, especially a bike of this heavy. There's someone in front of me right now. On your left. Thank you. And I always slow down. Like I was there, it's probably 7 miles an hour. That's getting pretty slow. Where you're more apt to fall, and I've mentioned this in the past, but maybe some new viewers, you're more apt to fall as the slower you get. And more so with this bike's almost 80 pounds, a 26-inch. I think that would be one advantage to a 20-inch here. It's a lower center of gravity. But I enjoy this one. I have all my safety features on. My front headlight is on steady. My handlebar, the NR Night Rider, is on flashing, which I mentioned. The flashing light is for the day, not the nighttime. And I'm doing 11 because I got traffic in front of me and a guy walking his dog. I don't want to hit him or the dog. On the left. Thank you. I was doing about 8 or 9 there. On your left. Thank you. Haven't had too many trolls in 400 and some miles, approaching 500 miles, which isn't a lot, but the trolls mean someone yelling at you or saying those things are illegal on these trails, which of course tells me they haven't studied the law. I've researched the law, I've printed it out, so I know it's legal here. And e-bikes are classified as bicycles, but the maximum wattage for your motor is 750 watt, which I am. Beautiful, beautiful day. A lot of leaves are down, but not across the trail so far. I think the wind blows them off, but there's a lot of leaves yet to turn. I'm looking forward for the color of fall. What I'm not looking forward to is what follows. Years ago, before really electric bikes, I had a Trek 29er, 21 speed. I would ride that down to zero temperature, not in the snow, but in zero temperature. Not anymore. I'll ride down to 40s now. I do have the clothing for it, but I don't think I'll go down to zero. And I have mentioned in the past that the 4-inch 26, 29, how do we get around this gentleman up here? Oops, got a bicycler coming, so we'll just wait back. On your left, thank you. Thank you. See, usually they'll nod or wave their hand acknowledging. And once again, I'm not warning them to get out of my way. He has the right way. I'm just trying to be polite. No, you're good. He's got his prize. Like that. The ladies and the dog have the right of way. They saw me coming, they acknowledged me coming. I'm slowing way down and getting off to the right there. The dog's got his prize in his mouth, which is covering pretty much of the trail. That's okay. I have to, I'll stop. It's Markgrafs Lake off to the left of us, which my GoPro isn't showing. Down the road when we can, we'll probably get a 360 view camera for the helmet. But boy, this is thick. Ran into a walker the other day, nice person, but they said on the Markgrafs you can't ride around the lake, you have to go up into the neighborhood to get around. But no, you do. You just keep turning left. I think where he gets confused is where we're coming up here. There'll be a path that goes up to the right to the streets of the neighborhood, and then a little further another one that'll turn left. In fact, there'll be two that turn left to keep you going around. And here's one. Probably what he did was take the straight ahead, but you go left here, follows towards the north end of the lake, and then left here, and we're going back down south on the other side of the lake. But the woods is so thick. And yeah, another path there that I think goes up into the neighborhood. Well, if you like, if you haven't already done so, I'd appreciate you clicking on subscribe and like. It helps my channel. It does not cost you anything, but it helps my channel grow. And if anyone identifies themselves as e-bike bird and ask for money, click off, close it, because it's not me. I will never ask for money, never. I ask for subscribe, doesn't cost you anything, you won't get emails from me. But there's always trolls out there looking for a way to make some money, or some will yell at you, will yell at me, but I ignore them. I hear someone coming on. This is kind of blind. Now, she's got headphones on both sides, so I know she can't hear me. It's more dangerous when I'm coming up behind someone like that. I'm ringing my bell and calling out, on your left, on your left. And then I go around them about 7-8 miles an hour. And I've had people jump in shock because they didn't hear me, because their ears were covered. So when I come up behind someone or passing, going opposite directions, I'm always looking for headsets or wires coming out of both ears, each ear, because that tells me there is a earbuds. Beautiful, beautiful. And you know, I don't have to put my bike on a car rack. I have one, and drive a long distance to get on some trails. There's 3 trails I know of. 2 I ride a lot. This is one. The other I'll probably go on today is Powers Lake. I do that one often. And that one really gets dark because the woods gets really thick. So that's the other reason I put my headlight on. I don't do much night riding. In fact, I don't think I've done any night riding, or maybe when it's getting dusk. But I want to call attention. Now see this young guy coming at me. He can see my headlight and my flashing light. It's rare I stop and talk with someone. I did the other day because we met at where traffic was kind of stopping us, and we chatted. But usually I never go back at a troll who doesn't like what I'm doing, riding on the trail. Maybe he's yelled at me that it's illegal, or I'm going too fast, and I was doing 8 miles an hour. I don't go back because that'll just escalate the confrontation. And from my experience of teaching permit to carry in Minnesota, I was a certified teacher. And by the way, the BCA, Bureau of Criminal Apprehension, does not certify instructors. The BCA endorses agencies, and the agency endorses an instructor. I've seen business guys where it says certified BCA firearm instructor. No, they're not. That's fraudulent. But I learned through that, avoid the conflict, avoid the consequences. Do not escalate in going back to someone who's upset with you and doesn't understand the law. Just gonna, if you go back, it's going to escalate the confrontation to a situation you do not want to be in. You go back and you say, well, sir, the law says, or ma'am, the law says, and they say, and they're really upset, and they start swinging at you. Now you got to defend yourself. You don't want that. You do not want that. But this gentleman I met with at traffic, we were waiting for traffic. We got to chitty-chatting, and he was asking questions about e-biking. We just really actually became friends. Really. He lives in the same neighborhood I do. A lot of leaves down, a lot of areas are not. I suppose that's probably where the wind. Well, I've mentioned this before, but for some maybe new viewers, several years ago, the fat tires, the knobby fat tires, you can hear them singing on the blacktop. Some people just do not like that. To me, I don't know, it's kind of soothing hum. I don't mind it. So, but originally the knobby fat tires were for your mountain bikes on the trails. Not this. This is not a mountain bike trail, but the mountain bikes were dirt trails, and the fat tires was for snow. It was originally brought out or manufactured for your 29ers. 29er meaning a 29-inch wheel, or 26, and it was meant for snow. So when I first saw them in the first summer here several years ago, I'm going, what are they doing? Well, now I have them on mine. It smooths out the ride, helps eat up the shocks on the road, and if I happen to go on a path that's blacktop ends and all of a sudden it's gravel, it helps on the gravel. So it's an all around all year tire. See, this is pretty heavy in woods here, so it's dark, but there's some blind corners here, and I'm doing 11, 12 mile an hour. If it's real clear for a long ways, I may kick it up to 15, but that's about it. And you come up on some blind curves. You never know when another biker may be coming around that curve in your lane, or walkers. Now see this gentleman coming towards me, I can see him, but I'll still slow down. I'll slow it down here. Hi. It's just rude, even coming at each other like that. It's just rude to go around them fast. Just rude. I've seen it. I've had it happen to me. I've had it go around me fast. You know, here's the path coming off to my right. I always look very carefully. More trees. I think the park district is cut down. I assume it's the park district that takes care of all this stuff in here. Here we're going to go around. We're going to on your left. Thank you. Sometimes they acknowledge, sometimes they don't. That's okay. I've done the 3 things I need to do. Ring the bell, let them know I'm coming, call out which side I'm going to pass on, and slow down. And I think I got a, there he comes. Hi. You see how fast the bikers can come up on each other. Well, if we're each doing 10 to 12 mile an hour, that's coming up at a rate of 24 mile an hour. There we go. Hello. Beautiful place to walk. Just beautiful. I think this is tax money well spent. Of course I would, I'm a biker. But I have not heard anybody complain about the paths. Of course, probably some people aren't aware of the paths either. There's our 2 left turns over the north end of the lake. And there's a bench here I'm going to pull over. And there it is. I'm going to stop my recording. It's about 19-20 minutes. That's about how long I like to make my recordings. And then I sit and enjoy the view of the lake, which I'll leave my camera on for a couple of minutes at that point. But until we get back up riding, this is well, I'm going to show you the lake.